The ECOwAS Chiefs of Staff have reached a firm resolution to proceed with a military intervention in Niger. When the initial postponement of this meeting occurred, there was speculation that it was a move to assess the sentiment of the ECOwAS populace. However, despite facing opposition from the African Union, the ECOwAS Parliament, the Nigerian National Assembly, the Ghanaian Parliament, and Nigerians residing along the border with Niger, the ECOwAS Chiefs of Staff remain steadfast in their determination to move forward with mobilization in preparation for a potential invasion of Niger. This decision comes in the wake of Anthony Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State, making a second call to Tinubu following the coup in Niger. In this conversation, Blinken urged Tinubu to expedite the release of Bazoum, the former president of Niger, who was ousted by the military, and also emphasized the need for a swift return to democracy in Niger. Some interpret this as a subtle suggestion for Tinubu to consider intervening militarily, ousting the current military leadership, and reinstating Bazoum. If not, it implies that the U.S. might possess compromising information on Tinubu. Considering the United States already has a military presence in Niger, with servicemen stationed at their military base, it's advisable to let them handle the situation rather than involving ECOWAS. There is significant opposition against a military intervention within the ECOWAS community. Moreover, the ECOWAS leaders lack the legitimate authority to initiate an invasion of another sovereign nation. Responding to illegality with more illegality is counterproductive. Many of these leaders bear their moral burdens, having violated their national constitutions, yet they seek to preach democracy to Niger. The grievances held by Francophone countries towards France's overbearing behavior are not unprecedented. They are merely weary of the imposed influence. France's demand for Niger and its government to deposit 50% of their reserves in France is deemed excessive and unfair. The question arises, did the United Kingdom impose similar terms on its former colonies? The desire for France to exit is driven by the economic stranglehold they've imposed, leading to a desire for self-development at their own pace. The coup in Niger is seen by some as a revolution against France. Negotiating with the United States for the maintenance of their military base might be a more favorable approach, without involving France, thus allowing Niger to determine its future. If Niger chooses to endure military rule or strives for a swift return to democracy, it should be an internal matter. Interestingly, the Nigerian military has begun mobilizing citizens for potential defense, not only against foreign military forces, but also against private citizens trained to safeguard their nation. This situation raises eyebrows, particularly in light of security challenges in Nigeria, such as recent events in Niger State. With these pressing domestic concerns, seeking to resolve issues abroad appears contradictory. It's akin to a person whose house is on fire attempting to catch rats. Western countries' persistence in restoring Bazoum's leadership in Niger likely stems from their interests rather than a pure commitment to democracy. The fact that those they aim to save support the military regime underscores this point. Some see the military as a means to achieve emancipation from France. The differential response to military actions in Burkina Faso and Mali versus Niger suggests an ulterior motive. Western nations have often viewed Africa as a resource-rich territory to exploit without allowing its inhabitants to make autonomous decisions. This is manifested in their aversion to resistance and their collaboration with corrupt African politicians to further their agenda. When Western powers claim to champion democracy in Africa, it often translates to promoting politicians who align with their interests, even if it means overlooking democratic violations. This inconsistency raises doubts about their sincerity. Democracy should deliver benefits, but in many African countries, these are lacking. The Cameroonian scenario, where one leader, Paul Biya, has dominated for decades, challenges the notion of genuine democracy. In light of these complexities, the United States and France should refrain from interference and pressure on ECOWAS leaders to intervene in Niger. Allowing Nigerians to determine their future aligns with democratic principles. A forced invasion risks destabilization and humanitarian catastrophe. Hopefully, reason will ultimately prevail. While the military junta consolidates power, the Prime Minister explores ways to mitigate sanctions which are hitting Niger's landlocked economy hard. With ECOWAS leaders unwilling to lift sanctions and the Nigerian military determined to try Bazoum for treason, uncertainty looms. The question remains, who will yield first, ECOWAS or the Nigerian military? If you are watching our video for the first time, I suggest you subscribe to our channel for more interesting and captivating information. Turn on the bell notification to get alert on all our recent posts so you won't miss out any. Share your thought in the comment section and share these videos with family, friends, and concerned Nigerians. Thanks for watching.